Tuesday, November 5th is Election Day. Finally. The polls close at 7 p.m., and many people unfortunately think that whoever's ahead at 7 p.m. is the winner. Nothing could be further from the truth. Many news organizations call the election, which is simply them making an educated guess about who's going to win. They rely on polling of voters waiting in line to vote, and they interview people who may have voted ahead by mail, and so it may or may not be accurate. Getting the results are always delayed by a number of factors, such as time zones. The U.S. has territories and time zones all around the world, so their 7 p.m. won't be the same as our 7 p.m. In Hawaii, for example, their 7 p.m. is at 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The second thing is mail-in ballots. The U.S. has allowed mail-in ballots since the 1700s, and state laws usually don't allow those ballots to even be opened until after the polls close. So poll workers won't even start to count them until after 7 p.m. In addition, some states allow mail-in ballots to be counted if they're postmarked by 7 p.m. on Tuesday. Depending on how long the post office takes to deliver them, they could be counted several days or weeks after the election. The next thing is provisional ballots. Some people's ballots will not be counted when they vote. It may be because they don't have proper identification when required, or it may be because their state wrongfully removed them from the rolls. When that happens, they fill out a provisional ballot. After the polls close, election officials look over all the provisional ballots and determine which ones were legally cast and which ones were not. How long this process takes depends on how many provisional ballots are filled out. In addition, some states allow several days for the voters to challenge the election board rulings. The next thing is voters in line. When the polls close at 7 p.m., election officials are required to allow anyone in line to complete the voting process. An official will mark the end of the line, then ensure that the last person gets to vote. Anyone who shows up after 7 p.m. is not allowed to get in the line. This could delay results by several hours depending on how many people are still in line at 7 p.m. Then there's local delays. Each state's rules are different, and those rules can affect how quickly results are known. This year, Georgia passed a law requiring every ballot to be hand counted. This will cause a delay that could last several days depending on the turnout, the number of election workers, the number of races, and so on. Remember, they're not only just counting the presidential election, they have to count for every House race, every Senate race, everything. The next thing is challenges. If the results are very close, most states have an automatic recount kick in. In addition, the losing candidate can pay for a recount if the margin doesn't fall in the range for an automatic recount. There are many other factors that may delay final tabulation of ballots. The bottom line is that we won't definitely know the final results by 7 p.m. on November 5th, and as close as the polls indicate the election will be, it could be several days before they're final. Thank you for your time. If you want to hear more Straight Talk, subscribe to my YouTube channel at the link in the comments. Have a great day.